Do you feel me? It's all about your digital reputation. You know what I mean? It's all about your digital reputation. You know what I mean? We're going to get into it tonight. We're going to have a healthy discussion tonight. And and to anybody that watched this on the playback, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? But I'm live right now. You know, with your digital reputation, it's all about what can be pulled up on you on a computer, iPhone, database. When I say your digital reputation, I personally feel like in United States, what I can hear like in China, that everything is kind of based around a credit system. And I feel like with United States, we already kind of there already, because of digital reputation. If you didn't watch my first video, this is part two. I did my first video, digital reputation, about 5, 6 months ago. So y'all need to tap in with me. I am Sean B. Stoller. All I bring to you is nothing but good game, good conversation, good motivation, and hopefully some type of inspiration, huh? Do you feel? We gonna get into it. We got a few things we're gonna chop it up with, huh? But your digital reputation. Sean B. Stoller, what do you mean? It's like, just like when you're applying for a job, right? I'm in my 40s, right? I can remember back in the days, you had to actually fill out an application, a paper application. Yes. Nowadays, that's unheard of. That's unheard of nowadays. Who writes on a, who writes out a physical application on a piece of paper? Maybe a couple of mom and pop jobs that's still out there, but overall, in general, I am speaking, of any type of major corporation, things of that nature. They usually have a scan bar, if you go into a restaurant, some type of major corporation establishment, huh? Usually have like a scan bar you can scan to download the application right to your phone. A website you can go to, everything is done paperless. That's part of your digital reputation. That's all connected. Now, not just a job application, right? It's not just a job. Think about this too. If you have a criminal record, you know what I mean? I know, I hear about some felons being able to expunge, a lot of things on their record, right? But certain things you cannot expunge, like from my understanding. If I'm wrong, somebody leave a comment, whenever you watch this video. But like if you get a charge of rape or, something like that, you have to register as a sex offender. You know what I'm saying? If you plead that, that you rape somebody, you take you know what I'm saying? You take a deal or you get convicted or whatever the case is, just for a sex offender type situation. I'm not condoning that. I'm just using this for example, just to make it very clear of what I'm saying right now. So here in California, I'm in the Bay Area to be exact. If you are labeled a sex offender or something like that in California, you have to register. Now, once you register, right? Once you register, you are now public access to a degree. They have different websites where you can pull up certain type of criminal activity charges, You know what I'm saying? And when you have to register in that situation, if you have some type of homeowner association, some type of program where you live at, where you can do a background check on certain people, because once you register, you're public access. Huh? So you can actually, because of your digital reputation, you will not be able to live in certain areas in California here today in year 2023, and so on, continuing on in the future, huh? Because of what? Your digital reputation. And like I said, I'm not condoning any type of sexual conviction or anything like that where you have to register. I'm not condoning that in no type of way. I'm just making it a clear example of what I'm saying about a digital reputation. Now, we're going to get into a few other things because you're street dudes. Oh, yeah. I got something for y'all too. You feel me? But your digital reputation, when they run your social, right? Because eventually, my opinion, what I believe, what I think is going to happen, they won't even need your social anymore. You know how everybody love putting their videos on different social media platforms, huh? Giving free access to a lot of your family tree pictures. You know what I'm saying? You giving complete free access, huh? Giving free access. So because they have that access already, and a lot of these platforms that you go on, you upload your video, huh? You talk about, you know, what's going on with you, and, if you had a bad day and all this and that. All of this, once you upload that to whoever social media platform you go to, you are now public access. Now, think about that, right? If you're looking to get hired at a major corporation, think they might be able to access some of that information? I'm just saying, you got to really peep game, man, and really understand it's bigger than just the basics that you used to. It's bigger than what you're using it for. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. There we go. You know what I mean? So you got to think about that, right? And just think about that's why, some people be like, oh, I don't want to be recorded. Well, unfortunately, depending on where you're at, if you're in a public setting, I don't think you can control a public type of setting. Now, if you're on a private if you're at a private location, you're on private property, that's a different thing. But you got to understand though, what is your digital reputation? Do you feel? You know? Like really think about that. And it's funny, right? It's real funny because, a lot of folks like to say, who they're affiliated with. If they're in some type of gang or they claim certain blocks, neighborhoods, street corners, stop signs. Oh yeah, y'all street dudes, yeah. To all y'all type of individuals that love talk about, where you grew up at, what type of neighborhood this is. My cousin used to do this. My uncle used to be banging. He used to do this for 30 years. He used to stand on this block. He had this many kids. And you giving all this information to the internet because you a real individual, huh? You giving all this information to the internet and you want to point out who's real, who's not real. So to all my street dudes, huh? Street individuals, huh? To y'all type of individuals, I will say this to you. Think about this. So every time that you try to verify somebody's street code or street cred on the internet, and y'all all on different type of platforms, or it's a group of y'all or a couple of y'all, you know what I mean? You talking about who's your daddy, what block your dad grew up on, and what street you used to represent. Just think about when you have those type of conversations on the internet. Just think about everybody that watched that video. This is something for y'all street dudes out there. You wonder why you getting certain type of cases put on you. See, I talk about the working man first, but y'all street dudes, y'all killing me with it because it's funny, right? So y'all street dudes love talking about where you grew up at, who your uncle is, who been doing this, who been doing that on the internet to a whole bunch of individuals, right? And then you wonder why certain folks around you start catching cases. You wonder why. You like, man, I'm good. I'm good. I haven't did nothing in 20 years. But I'm gonna name him Little Chopper. So Little Chopper, everybody know Little Chopper. He like in his early 20s. He out here doing his thing, right? Little Chopper out there banging, and all the OGs know who he is. So they talk about Little Chopper on the internet. So just because you an OG, you ain't banged in 20, 30 years, the statute of limitations is up for you, right? You know what I'm saying? But Lil Chopper, he's still active. He haven't been on this earth more than 30 years. So whatever he's into, he don't have that, you know what I'm saying, expungement that you may have, OG. He may not have that type of leniency where he can discuss criminal activity or possible of criminal activity you may have been involved in 30 years ago, because the statute of limitation is up for you. But Little Chopper, it ain't over for him. Little Chopper, he's still active. And yeah, you may switch up the names, but once you start naming where you're from, what you're claiming, who your uncle, who your daddy, you so slowly, you know, I personally feel indicting or opening up that can where, yeah, you got all these average folks maybe watching your live or listening to your audio, but eventually them other fellas is gonna listen to your audio and watch your videos. And I'm talking about the police, the feds, huh? And depending on what state you in, the RICO Act, hey, ask YSL, ask Young Thug, ask Gunna. Or you can be like Bootsy, huh? You can be like Bootsy out here, John Wicking it with the chopper in his back, and his homie is recording it. Now, I don't know if his homie is working with the feds, but hey, that ain't my business. I'm just trying to tell you something, man. Check this out, Playboy. What is your digital reputation? Because what you're putting out on these different platforms, what you want to expose yourself doing, because you so real, you so in these streets, everybody know you. And you're gonna tell who everybody is when you're on these different platforms. So in my opinion, you're slowly indicting other individuals into your criminal activities that you may have done so many years ago. So for you, you're good. But Little Chopper, what about Little Chopper, huh? Do you feel I'm just saying, man. Somebody got to say it, huh? You know? And I use that, that's just an example to any young person that's thinking about or continuing, I should say, putting a lot of your business on the internet, bruh. To any young G, young gentleman. And when I say young G, I'm talking about a young gentleman any young G out there, if you're involved, I don't recommend it, but if you choose, it's your life. If you want to do some type of criminal activity, don't put it on the internet, man. You feel me? You know what I mean? And definitely don't be on no type of internet talking about what block you claiming, because you're going to end up like Casanova, bruh. You feel me? Because when Casanova was going into prison, I said in my last video, he said he was a whole gangster. Now look at him now, man. He want to disassociate himself from what? His reputation, his digital reputation for what he's known for. Because when you type in Casanova or you type in Casanova 2 times, what do you get? Do you feel? See, I am Sean B. Stoller. All I bring to you was nothing but good game, good conversation, good motivation, and hopefully some type of inspiration, huh? We're going to keep this thing rolling. Now, if you're feeling me, man, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. You feel me? If you're feeling real good, drop something in the super chat. I appreciate that as well, huh? But what is your digital reputation? And also, don't forget, I mean, we're going to get back on y'all street dudes, but we're going to get off of that for a minute, right? Because it's something bigger that's way more important. You know, to anybody that's looking to get a job at these different major corporations, looking to get loans, business partners, so and so on, you want to take a look at what you're putting out on these different platforms, social media wise. Because some of these companies actually do a deep dive and try to find out what is your reputation like in the public, meaning what you're putting on the gram, YouTube, whoever. And that can determine if they're going to hire you or not. That can determine if they want to do business with you or not, huh? So just, if you don't believe me, go watch some of these dudes who's talking about doing business, and then they turn around and tell you, "Oh man, I had to calm down. I had to take some stuff down off my YouTube. I had to take certain things off of this and that because some of the people I want to do business with, they looking at you, especially if you on here trolling folks. You out here, you feel me, talking reckless, talking about, somebody run up on you, you gonna pack them out or do whatever. Listen to how they talk when they talking about doing business with other individuals or a corporation. They really look at your social media, especially if you got a lot of followers, because that ties into what type of business deal they're going to work with you on, huh? Especially if it's anything involving social media. That's why wouldn't they want to check your social media? And if it shows that you too reckless at the mouth, you talk too crazy about folks where it can put you in a legal situation in a lawsuit like a Tasha K situation, huh? Now folks is going not they're not going to want to do business with you because you know what it was? They looked at your digital reputation, huh? Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Who bringing this sauce to you the way I bring it, huh? You know what I'm saying? I try to lace keep your boots laced. When you rock with me, that's what I bring to you. I try to keep your boots laced out here, huh? 'Cause my whole thing is I'm not telling nobody what to do. I'm just giving you my opinion, and hopefully you see something positive in it where it makes you want to move a little bit different than what you used to, huh? Because it's like years ago. I can take it back to like 2006, 2007. Back then, certain corporations were checking not just your credit to work with them, it was also checking your Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It was checking little, what was the other one? MySpace. They was checking different platforms that you may be associated with to see what your digital reputation looked like. Now, keep in mind, this is back in '06, '07. Imagine what they can access today. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that. And it's like sometimes it's not even you, it's the people around you. It's the people that want, you know, oh man, I'm about to put this on my channel. I'm about to put this on the, on the gram. I'm about to put this on different whatever, right? This is the time when you want to start checking your folks around you, the individuals around you, to let them know, hey man, when we do certain activities, this is not to be recorded. You know what I mean? Because everything is not for social media. Not everything. There's nothing wrong with you using it. I'm on it now. I'm on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I love YouTube. I'm on here all the time. I mean, I'm not just a creator. I watch a lot of YouTube. But at the same time, YouTube has terms and conditions. So it's funny, right? All these different platforms that you use on your cell phone, on your iPad, on your Kindle, you know what I'm saying? On your tablet, right? On your Xbox, your PlayStation, come on now, your television, all these different electronic devices have terms and conditions. So why don't you? Why don't you have a terms and conditions of your surroundings? Why you don't have a terms and conditions when it comes to friends, a family ship, a friendship, a relationship? Do you feel? You know what I mean? Trying to tell you, man. Trying to tell you. You know? And it's like as I have gotten older, I really like I always been a guy of course I like to I'm a guy that like to think a lot, but I like to really analyze situations a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the type to really look at, okay, if this is the problem, how can I make a solution out of this situation? How can I come up with a solution for this situation? You know what I mean? It's like I'm the type of individual where when I come across a situation, I always try to look at it from the outside looking in. You know what I mean? Meaning it's like instead of me just focusing on what the problem is, I'm the type to try to figure out why was it a problem to begin with. You know what I mean? So when you look at your digital reputation, a lot of these situations you can avoid because if they don't have access, if it's not available for them to access it, it cannot be a problem, huh? You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, this is pretty much what we heading to. I personally feel like we heading to a cashless society in the sense of paper money. I believe paper money, it won't go completely away, but it will be limited. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. When you go to Vegas, well, I like to go to Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Or go to a different country or book an airplane ticket. I don't pay that with cash. I use a card. If not my debit card, a major credit card. That's what they prefer. And also coming out of the pandemic, if you haven't noticed, everything is pretty much cards. You know what I'm saying? When I went to the Future concert, they didn't even want to take my cash. I was trying to buy some merchandise, you know what I'm saying? Anybody watch my review of the Future? You see, I had the Future Free Bands hoodie on. I went up there. I went and took some money out the bank when I'm like, okay, I'm about to hit the concert. You feel me? Me and my girl, my lady, we out there having a good time. I said, okay, let's cop some merch. I got some cash on me. I keep a credit on me, but I had some cash on me. I'm like, all right, let's go over to the little vendor or whatever they had set up. She got a couple of things. I seen the hoodie. I was like, all right, let me cop that. I get to pulling out my stack of cash. They like, we don't take cash. We take card only. Do you feel? So that's basically telling me that your cash is no good here. So just like at that concert, they did not take cash, but they took my card. Even at the food vendors at the concert, they didn't take cash. The only person that took cash at the concert was the person who pretty much valeted my car. I paid for the VIP. You know what I mean? I paid for the VIP, so I tipped him a few dollars. You know what I mean? It's what I do. But anyway, they did not take cash. So it just really just in my mind, because I'm a thinker, start analyzing the situation like, I knew we was heading that way, but due to the pandemic, I feel like it's going to fast forward us as a society a lot quicker. Because just like in a pandemic, a lot of places didn't want you to pay cash, and if you did, they wanted exact amount so they don't have to deal with touching the money or the coins to not transfer the bacteria. You feel me? So just like that, I feel like with this, as we heading into the future, we are the future at this point. Eventually, the cash will be obsolete to a degree. So what I'm saying is basically by making that statement is that when you don't have paper cash and you only can use your card, what else will they be accessing? Huh? And with that access, will your digital reputation be just the same? Where you can either swipe a card or you look into a camera and voila, everything, all them pictures you ever put on the internet, all these different conversations you had, everything associated with you, your name, your DNA, you know what I'm saying? Your imagery, all of that will be public access. That's my opinion. That's what we had. If you ever seen that movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise, that's kind of like what we heading into. Because in that movie in Tom Cruise, they was able to predict uh, someone that was on the verge of killing somebody. They was able to like look into the future to a degree. I mean, that was a far fetched part, but just in general, I'm speaking. But basically, they were able to access information to see based on what you put out there and based on what they had access to, they was able to determine if you were going to commit a crime or a murder or whatnot before you actually did it. And you know how like I talk a lot about energy, right? I talk a lot about energy and I talk a lot about understanding your surroundings. So as we are heading into this new digital world, we already halfway there because most of the things you do, it's all digital. The cell phone you service you use is digital. The TV you watching is digital. So I feel like we halfway there. We already got the cars starting to drive themselves. They're working on building smart cities, especially out here in the Bay Area. From my understanding, they're looking to make San Francisco a smart city, from my understanding. So we are heading into that direction. But the question is, with them having, having so much information on you based on what you put out on social media, will this be a new form of some type of separation, huh? A division, huh? Based on your digital reputation, huh? Do you feel me? Just saying. Come on now. You know what I mean? And uh, if you a gangbanger, huh? If you a gangbanger, you a thug, you a criminal, you a real individual, you a gangster, you a whole gangster, and you discuss all this over the internet. Do you think that's going to be part of your digital reputation? Do you feel? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't shoot the messenger, but did you get the message? You know what I mean? Did you get the message? That's the question. Got a few fruit snacks up in here, you know what I mean? That's the question. Cause can you see what I see? Huh? Do you see what I see? You know what I'm saying? Mhm. Trying to tell you, man. Just know the Sean B. Stoller. I was trying to put it out, Joe. Just trying to tell you. As we are in the digital world. You watching me on YouTube, you part of the digital society. We already there. You know? We already there, bruh. You know? And it's like anything you put on the internet, whether it's deleted or not, I hope you know they can still access that information. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not here to scare you. I'm just trying to make you be aware of your surrounding, huh? You know what I mean? You got to be aware. You know, and I'm the type of individual, right? I'm the type of dude where I like to sit back and peep game and try to map out my movements on how I want to move. You know what I mean? You know, because it's like we all have our choices, we all have our decisions. But what I don't want my choice or my decision, I don't want that to be. I don't want it to just be in one type of way or seen in one type of way. You know what I mean? So it's important for me not only to be conscious of what I'm putting out, but also conscious on the content that I create as well, you know, because me being a creator, I don't always try to focus on what's the most popular topic all the time. But what I try to do is make it make sense on whatever I'm talking about or whatever topic I want to discuss. I try to tie that in because I understand once I put the content out, it's there forever. You know what I mean? It's there forever. So I'm real conscious to a degree on the content that I bring to you. You know what I mean? So just a little something I want to bring up tonight. And whenever you watch this, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? And if you appreciate the show, just leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? You can share it. It's cool. And also drop something in that super chat. You feel me? I appreciate it. To keep me motivated and keep me moving in that direction to keep bringing this good content to y'all. You feel me? So I appreciate whatever you bring to me. But anyway, your digital reputation. Just be conscious of that and understand that what you release out into the world is there forever. So try not to react just in that moment. Try to react in the moment, but understand the moment. Huh? Do you feel me? And to y'all street dudes that love talking about your blocks, to y'all street gangsters or whatever you call yourself, just know this. The streets are dead, man. The streets is dead. You don't have to believe me, but just pay attention. From rappers being convicted or facing major jail time, especially in California, there's cameras everywhere. Does it really pay to be a criminal today? I mean, you might win in that moment, but long term wise, is it really does it really make sense to be a criminal, to be a gangster today? You know what I mean? Because I really don't understand any individual that's being part of any type of gang culture when that culture doesn't do anything for you. So you want me to go out here and risk my life, mess up my digital reputation. You know what I'm saying? I gotta register everywhere I go because I'm a criminal. You know what I'm saying? I gotta check in with somebody because I'm on parole. So I'm gonna do all these things to represent what? A street corner stop sign, front porch? Do you even own the front porch that you're standing on, or are you renting as well? Do you feel? You know, I don't get it, man. And it's like when you look at even with the Bootsy situation, right? He's on different platforms. For the ones who know, and he's talking about how he had this person he would have this person take a charge for him. And, it's like, dude, are you really understanding what you're saying? And especially when you go on these big platforms where they get so many more views, sometimes millions of views, right? Just imagine what type of message you're sending out in your digital reputation form based on what you're saying on these platforms where you can possibly get millions of views. You got to really understand that energy. You have to understand what you're being exposed to, you know? So you have to be conscious of that. And if you looking to, get loans, get higher pay or certain jobs, you have to be conscious of that because, like I said earlier, a lot of these corporations do want to check your social medias because when you're working for a corporation, whether it's in an office or on the phone, when they call in, you representing that company, you representing that corporation. So how do they want to be represented? And that's why they like to check your digital reputation, huh? I'm just saying. Don't say that Sean B. Stoller didn't tell y'all, man. Then do not tell him Sean B. Stoller did not tell y'all. Huh? So just a little something I want to come on here and drop. And this is part 2 of the digital reputation. And just you new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment. You can share it. It's cool. You know? And anybody new to my channel, make sure you hit that live tab. I have a lot of videos there. Make sure you hit the video tab. I have a lot of videos there. I have shorts and short stories as well. My channel is very active. I drop at least 2 to 4 times a week. So thank you for tuning into this video. Until next time, peace.